The PlayStation 4 has so many great games coming, and in this video we want to give some shine to the titles that have gone a bit under the radar. This is 10 PS4 exclusives you might not know about. Now in this video we're going to be covering games that are console exclusives as well, so a few of these do appear on PC. With that being said, let's get right into this. Number 10, Yakuza 0. Yakuza is a franchise that's been around for a long time, but in the States it hasn't gained much traction, and surprisingly so. The game is an open-world action-adventure game in a fictionalized Tokyo, and you'd think that an open-world game like this with a mature tone would have more of an audience, but it has stayed relatively niche, at least in the West. Yakuza 0 will finally be headed to the PlayStation 4. The game released back in March of 2015 in Japan. The Japanese version of the game got very good reviews, so hopefully it transitions well into the West. Yakuza 0 releases on January 27th. Number 9, Let It Die. Let It Die is a single-player hack-and-slash game being developed by Grasshopper Manufacture, aka Suda51. The interesting thing about Let It Die, and this may turn some people off to the game, is that it's actually a free-to-play game. Suda51 has been responsible for some excellent over-the-top action games such as No More Heroes and Shadows of the Damned. Let It Die includes similar elements, lending it to be very over-the-top, but at the same time, to be the structure of the game, it'll be far different in areas. At the end of the day, it is going to be free-to-play, so at the very least, give it a shot. It releases sometime this year.
And how things are just kind of really gritty and dark, right?
Oh, jeez!
Whoa, yeah. Nice. Very nice, yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
That is crazy. Tell me about my floating heart.
その心臓見えるんですよ。
いやいやいやいや、あれはスタミナがなくなってくると心臓が見えるんですね。
So as your stamina starts decreasing, you can start seeing the heart more and more to tell you that you're running out of stamina.
で、スタミナが切れちゃうと動けなくなるから危ないです。
So if you run out of stamina, you will not be able to move, and it'll be kind of dangerous. So.
Oh, nice.
That's a good thing. And I love because it is a Suda game. Coins come flying out of everybody immediately.
やはりスーダーゲームとかグラスボゲームだと汽笛を出すとコインがバーッと出てくるんですよね。
ああ、いやいやいや、そうそう。
Number 8, Wild. Wild is an open-world prehistoric survival game where you play as a human who has shaman-like powers with the ability to control animals, even possessing them to the point where gameplay shifts to the point of view of the animal. When you look at Wild, you're instantly reminded of Far Cry Primal, and on the surface, the game does look very similar, starkingly so. But obviously, this is more of a survival game, whereas Far Cry is an action-adventure game. Wild has potential to be a breakout title on the PS4, hopefully it delivers.
Now that the area is safe, I can finally reach the sacred sanctuary. There's a lot of places like that. Snake Divinity could teach me how to make an antidote or control a snake.
Number 7, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. Hellblade is being developed by Ninja Theory, the guys that made Heavenly Sword, Enslaved Odyssey to the West, and DMC Devil May Cry. And it's being called an independent AAA game. It's published and developed in-house, but it has the production values of a game that has the backing of a top-tier publisher. Many see the game as a spiritual follow-up to Heavenly Sword, one of the best PS3 games early in its life. The game follows a woman named Senua as she adventures through a hellish underworld. Some of the gameplay mechanics seem a bit unconventional, but hopefully Hellblade can be a solid action title. It's scheduled to release this year.
Somewhere get hit here, you will see blood splats appear onto the screen. and then as you get more wounded, we bring in a vignette and slowly desaturate the screen.
Enemies at the same time. These fights are very challenging as enemies surround you from all sides.
Number 6, Gravity Rush 2. Gravity Rush was a game that I personally thought would have blown up far more than it did, but with the initial release of the first game being exclusive to the PlayStation Vita, that obviously handcuffed its potential popularity. The game had an excellent remaster released on PlayStation 4, that version included all of the DLC, had a great art gallery, definitely worth a pickup. And now we have the sequel, Gravity Rush 2, which is being built ground up for the PlayStation 4. This game will feature a much bigger world than the first, being more of an open world experience with a lot of content. Hopefully with this release, Gravity Rush can really begin reaching its peak potential. The game releases on December 2nd. Number 5, NIOH. NIOH is being developed by Team Ninja, the guys that were behind the Ninja Gaiden games, and NIOH has actually been in development for a long time. It was originally announced back in 2004, and needless to say, it went missing for a while, but it was finally reintroduced at the Tokyo Game Show last year. And wow, what a game it's shaping up to be. The gameplay of NIOH has been mostly compared to the Souls game because of the high-risk swordplay that the game revolves around. Interestingly enough, NIOH being a console game will actually let players tweak with settings between higher frame rate options or options for a higher resolution. That's not the biggest thing in the world, but it's definitely nice to see a developer implement this. NIOH is scheduled to release sometime this year. Number 4, Matterfall. Matterfall is the latest game from Housemarque, a studio that's not that well known but have been one of the most consistent developers for nearly a decade. They worked on some of PlayStation's best downloadable titles from Super Stardust HD, Dead Nation, Outland, Resogun, and Alien Nation. Now comes their latest game, Matterfall, which seems to be their first AAA game. We don't know much about the game other than it's set in a distant future where the world is fighting over mysterious smart matter. The CG trailer looked very interesting but didn't give us a lot of information to work with. It is scheduled for a release in 2016, but don't be too surprised if it's pushed to 2017. Number 3, NieR Automata. NieR Automata is one of the most unlikely game sequels, or rather follow-up. It's the follow-up to NieR, a very underrated RPG by Square Enix, and while this game does share the namesake, it'll be very different being developed by Platinum Games and playing more like a fast-paced action RPG rather than being very narrative-focused like the first game. I still expect NieR Automata to have a strong narrative, but the gameplay will be far different, which is a good thing since that is an area where the first game was lacking in. Do expect the excellent music to be retained, that's something that came through very clearly in the debut trailer. NieR Automata releases early next year. Number 2, Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom. Last generation JRPGs weren't all that strong. Final Fantasy really lacked in quality with the FF13 trilogy. We didn't see a new Persona game last generation, but the one game that really stood out was Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch. That game had an exceptional art style thanks Studio Ghibli, competent gameplay, and a very strong world with great characters and a great story. Now we have the sequel, Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom. We don't have a lot of info on the game, but the debut trailer really set the tone for the world in Ni no Kuni 2, and it's looking to bring a lot of what the first game did so well. We still don't have an exact release date, but hopefully we see the game sometime in 2017.
We serve you now, Your Majesty.
This is where it all begins, King Evan.
Guardians are meant to protect things, not destroy them.
Something tells me it's not doing this by choice.
I won't give up. I'll never give up. I'll build a kingdom where everyone can live happily ever after.
Number 1, Detroit Become Human. Detroit Become Human is the latest game from the famed studio Quantic Dreams. Those guys were behind the excellent Heavy Rain and Indigo Prophecy. They also did Beyond Two Souls, which was less well received. Detroit Become Human is a thriller in the same vein of those games being an interactive drama, but it has a very unique setting and premise following androids and how they live alongside humans. How androids develop consciously and find their place in the world is a very interesting plot point, and it has a lot of potential. Games like this are very hard to pull off. It's ambitious, but if anyone can do it, it'll be Quantic Dreams. We still don't have a release date, but don't expect it for a while. Late 2017 at the earliest, more likely 2018.
My name is Connor. I'm the android sent by CyberLife.
It's firing at everything that moves. It already shot down 2 of my men. Saving that kid is all that matters. So either you deal with this fucking android now, or I'll take care of it.
Don't come any closer or I'll jump!
Hi, Daniel. My name is Connor. There's no way out, Daniel. The only question is whether or not you take another innocent life.
I'm holding all the cards. If I die, she dies.
Look what you did! You were designed to serve humans, not kill them.
What was I designed to be? Their slave? Their toy?
You're a machine you have to obey. Now put the gun down and let the hostage go.
I spent my life taking orders. Now it's my turn to decide.
So that wraps up our countdown of 10 PS4 exclusives you might not know about. What do you think? Are you excited for any of these games? Let us know in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.